It's 2024. You're probably scrolling through endless election updates wondering if democracy is about to implode. Well, don't worry. This isn't America's first election mess. In fact, it's kind of our thing. Buckle up, because we're about to look back at the wildest, craziest elections in US history. And trust me, things have gotten way messier than you'd expect. Let's start with the election of 1800. America was still a baby, and Thomas Jefferson and John Adams were in a heated fight to be president. It got so intense the Electoral College ended up tied, not between Jefferson and Adams, but between Jefferson and Aaron Burr. Yep, Burr wasn't even supposed to be president, but he was like, sure, why not? It took 36 rounds of voting in Congress to break the tie. 36. Imagine Congress in 2024 trying to vote 36 times. They'd be ordering pizza by round 10. Anyway, Jefferson finally won, but not before America nearly fell apart. So if you think 2024 is stressful, just remember, they almost broke the country on their second election ever. Next up, 1876. The Civil War had just ended and the country was barely holding it together. Along come Rutherford B. Hayes and Samuel Tilden. Tilden wins the popular vote, but a bunch of electoral votes in southern states like Florida and South Carolina are all messed up. It's so bad the country almost went to war again. I'm talking this close to Civil War 2.0. So what did they do? They made a shady deal behind closed doors. Hayes would get to be president, but he had to pull troops out of the South, ending the whole Reconstruction effort. Basically, Hayes won, but at a cost that would haunt the country for decades. So yeah, when you think 2024 is chaotic, remember, we've been one bad handshake away from Civil War before. Fun times, right? Now let's talk about the year 2000. George W. Bush versus Al Gore. Everything came down to Florida. And what was Florida's problem? Ballots with hanging chads, basically little pieces of paper that didn't punch all the way through the ballot card. People had no clue if they'd actually voted. Gore thought he won. Bush thought he won. And Florida? Well, Florida couldn't even figure out how to count votes. The whole thing was such a mess, the Supreme Court had to step in and stop the recount. Bush won by just 537 votes. That's fewer people than waiting in line for coffee on election day. So, next time you're worried about votes being slow to count in 2024, just remember, at least we don't have to deal with hanging chads anymore. Thank goodness for small miracles. 2020. The year of chaos, wildfires, a pandemic, and of course, an election that felt like it lasted forever. It was Donald Trump versus Joe Biden, and we had mail-in ballots, socially distanced voting, and delays that made everyone want to scream. People were glued to their screens for days, waiting for results. Remember that? Ballots came in slower than dial-up internet, and the whole country was on edge. But finally, after what felt like a century, Biden was declared the winner. And the memes? Oh, the memes. 2020 gave us more election memes than we could handle. So if you're feeling anxious about 2024, just know, we've been through worse. And we've got the stress wrinkles to prove it. And now, here we are in 2024. The stakes are high, the tension's real, and who knows what kind of surprises this election has in store. Will it be another photo finish? Will there be more drama than a reality TV show? Probably, but here's the good news. America's survived election chaos before, and we'll get through this one too. Probably. So, grab your popcorn, hang in there, and remember, we've been doing this for over 200 years. And if democracy can survive hanging chads and backroom deals, it can probably survive 2024. Let's hope so. And that's the story of America's craziest elections. From 1800 to now, one thing's for sure. Elections are messy, stressful, and kind of ridiculous. But hey, they keep happening, and somehow democracy still works. Most of the time. So don't freak out just yet, and stay tuned. This election story isn't over.